First of all, I just want to say I'm not trying to discourage anyone from getting this type of piercing at all. Obviously I have it and I absolutely love mine. There are just some things that I didn't know before getting it done that I feel would have been beneficial to know, so I can kind of prevent a long healing time and I can help it to heal a lot faster. Mine's been done just over a year now, I think, and it's still not fully healed. It is obviously a cartilage piercing, and cartilage piercings do take a long time to heal, which does kind of tie into my first point, being that it takes a long time to heal. I know if you research this, it would be one of the first things that you'll see. I did for about 3 months swap my bar to 2 separate bits of jewellery, and that allowed it to heal quite a lot faster than what it was doing originally. I think it gets irritated a lot less often, because if you bumped your piercing with this bar in, then you're affecting 2 different holes at one time because it'll move the bar, and that can irritate both holes. Obviously if you've got 2 separate bits of jewellery, it will only really bother one hole if you knock it at all, and you are a lot less likely to knock it or to kind of catch it with your brush. Also very easy to catch on things, like if you're trying to take your top off, or if you're putting a top on, or if you're brushing your hair. If you've got kind of the length of hair that I've got, then obviously you have to brush it a lot, or you go to the hairdressers a lot. They can catch it quite often as well. If you've got shorter hair, that's obviously not much of a problem. I know when I first got my industrial done that I had quite short hair, and so it was kind of above it, so it didn't bother it at all. If you do have hair that's this length, then that can kind of get wrapped around it quite often. Obviously you can see how it lies with it. That can wrap around it, which can be quite painful to remove, especially if you've only just had it done, because obviously the hair can get trapped between the ball and the skin. My second point being that it can get irritated quite easily. So if for example you sleep on your side, if you sleep with that side on the pillow, you won't be able to do that for several months after getting it pierced. And even after that time period, I wouldn't really recommend doing that, because it can cause it to become irritated again quite easily. I know it can be quite painful if I've kind of laid on that side when I fell asleep, or if whilst I was asleep I ended up lying on that side. You can wake up with it in quite a lot of pain because of it. So I wouldn't really fully recommend it for anyone that does lie on the side when they sleep. And you don't realise until you get it done how often you swap sides when you're kind of trying to fall asleep or when you are sleeping, and that will irritate it quite a lot. Another point worth mentioning is if you wear a headset a lot, which I do. Yet again, I'm not discouraging anyone from getting this piercing. Obviously I've got it and I love it, and I do all these things that I say you probably shouldn't do, so that's probably why mine's taken so long to heal. But yeah, if you do use a headset a lot, unless you kind of get one that's more triangular shaped, that will, rather than touching the piercing, it'll go over it. I know most headsets, most headphones, the spongy part will kind of go around your ear, and that's to kind of make it comfortable for your ear. But obviously, because you've got that bar through it, that spongy part will kind of like crush your piercing, and that hurts quite a lot. Especially if you've been playing for a while, if you have the headset on for a while, that will start to irritate it, and it can make it quite sore, and that will prolong the healing time as well. If you wear glasses, like myself, it doesn't necessarily bother it that much, but they do closely touch, especially if you get it pierced exactly kind of where I have mine pierced, and I'll just show you that. So with glasses on, this is kind of how it'll sit. They are quite close to each other. They don't really bother each other, but obviously if you're taking your glasses off quite quickly one time, or you're putting them on quite quickly, you will have to be careful putting them on and off within the first few months of getting your piercing. With all that said, it is a unisex piercing. It's just as much kind of for males as it is for females, as with all piercings, but this one I have seen more on males myself. This is also very easy to hide if you have long hair, if you work in an environment where you can't have piercings, or you can't have them that obvious. Obviously you can have different jewellery in it, but you can cover it, so you wouldn't see it unless you wanted to. and I also think that it looks quite good. It's not all that common. It is, but it's not overly common. It's not probably as common as obviously your lobes or your nose or anything like that, so I think it can be quite a lovely, charming little piercing. So for anyone considering this piercing, I absolutely would say go for it. I love it myself. I wouldn't take it out. I've been tempted a few times with kind of how annoying it can be, but I don't think I'd take it out. So yeah, thank you for watching the video. If you think I missed anything or you have any questions, just kind of comment that down below. I'll try and reply as best that I can, and drop me a like if you liked it. Thank you.